NASA astronaut and sixth man to walk on the moon, Dr. Edgar Mitchell is perhaps most well known for typing in 80 lines of code to save the Apollo 14 mission as it descended to the moon in 1971. However, he also claimed that top military officials are hiding evidence of UFOs and alien spacecraft, adding that they particularly liked hovering over White Sands testing range in New Mexico. Growing up in New Mexico had given him a unique insight to the area, he told the UK's Mirror in 2015, saying, quote, "White Sands was a testing ground for atomic weapons, and that's what the extraterrestrials were interested in. They wanted to know about our military capabilities. My own experience talking to people has made it clear the ETs had been attempting to keep us from going to war and help create peace on Earth." Mitchell had also stated that other military personnel had confided in him that alien spacecraft were responsible for disabling nuclear missiles and for shooting them down over the Pacific coast. He began speaking out publicly in 1973, just 2 years after landing on the moon, when he abruptly left NASA, divorced his wife, and founded the Institute for Noetic Sciences. He used the Institute as a platform to discuss exploring new worlds in ways separate from known science or religion. He became convinced that extraterrestrial life had been visiting Earth and helping humanity along a more spiritual path. He began forming these beliefs during his training as an aviator, but wasn't known as a kook or one to make wild statements. Mitchell was one of the US's most brilliant pilots. This brilliance would get the attention of NASA, who would in turn give Mitchell the chance to live the dream he'd had since John F. Kennedy's infamous challenge to land a man on the moon. Mitchell said, "That's what I wanted, because it was the bear going over the mountain to see what he could see, and what could you learn?" Adding, "I've been devoted to that, to exploration, education, and discovery since my earliest years, and that's what kept me going." He spent most of his adult life in the U.S. Navy and was a naval aviator before attending the Navy's postgraduate school. He then became a Navy research pilot and earned a PhD in aeronautics and astronautics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, eventually attending U.S. Air Force Research Pilot School to become a test pilot. While working to graduate first in his class, he was also instructing astronauts in mathematics and navigation. In 1966, just 13 years after enlisting, he became a NASA astronaut. Mitchell was in rotation for Apollo missions 9 and 10 and was supposed to go up with the infamous Apollo 13. But it was during the Apollo 14 mission that Dr. Edgar Mitchell would finally step foot on the moon's surface. On their return trip to Earth, he finally had a moment to take in the view. To see Earth from outside changed the way he saw himself and humanity. After this moment of clarity, he would say, quote, "From looking at Earth from space, you come up with the question, who are we? How did we get here? And where's all this going?" And that's an ancient question that humans have asked for a very long time. My experience was to realize that perhaps our science is wrong at answering these questions, and perhaps our religious cosmologies are archaic and flawed. And given that now we are an extraterrestrial civilization ourselves, we need to re-ask these questions and do a lot more work to find the answers. Dr. Edgar Mitchell died in 2016 at the age of 85.